All right, so earlier in my video I posted this morning, I pretty much like 30 minutes out of my video. So I was watching it a little bit ago, and I noticed it. Like I started talking about 188, then immediately it started talking about the Jesuit order in 201. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna watch like about a minute of the video so I can get back into the train of thought, and then we're just gonna carry on, and I'm gonna fill in the information back to where it leaves off at. But you'll see the timestamp you're gonna be looking at here, like where the time is on the bottom of the screen. See how it says 3:02 a.m. Just keep watching. We're gonna have to watch about 2 minutes, and then the 77th day of the year. Think 9/11, Flight 77, like the intro I read at the beginning. This was also 188 days after the anniversary of 9/11 of 2019, or 26 weeks and 6 days, like the 266th Pope. I mean, that's just crazy to me, man. It's 188 days after 9/11, or the anniversary of 9/11, that he goes to the Bucks. Just crazy. You'll understand why that's important later. So just remember that Tom Brady's birthday was 188 days from 9/11, from the date of 9/11, and then 188 days from that date is the date that he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 188, and remember, greatest of all time. Let's see if I can. All right, so now look at the bottom of the screen right now. It's going to be a 303. And then out of nowhere, 3:34 a.m. Jesuit order goes 201. So, off rip, I thought that was pretty crazy. So, scroll back. We're about right here. We're talking about it's 188 days from 9/11 to when Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers. And oh yeah, right here. And this was 188 days after the anniversary of 9/11, and 3/17. That was the 77th day of the year. Think of Flight 77. 26 weeks and 6 days, like the 266 Pope, which is also 6 months and 6 days. And this was also 7 days including the end date from the declaration of the global pandemic. And not to mention, he won Super Bowl 55 that same year. So, all right. So, I don't know what happened, how that even happened, how I'm missing 30 minutes of what I already said, but I mean, we'll run through it again. This is the juiciest part of the whole video, so it's like if you liked what you watched in the first part, then like you're gonna love this, because this is gonna make you put that money up. So for sure, this definitely made me put my money where my mouth is, and we're all here today. Well, you're listening here today. The word 41, when you write it out, like Kobe died at age 41, equals 118, 46, 98, and 35. Tom Brady equals 98, 35, 118, and 46. Symbolic equals the same thing as Tom Brady, like a super match. When you write out 56, it's damn near the same thing as Brady, but with the 44. But Brady happens to be 44 years old. Super Bowl is in Los Angeles, California, which equals 118, like Tom Brady, which equals 118, like a Super Bowl 56, which equals 118. And Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. equals 118 as well. Guyana has some Tom Brady numbers, 46, 116, and 35. This knowledge traces back all the way to Babylon. And if you watch the Oscars, they talk about Babylon all the time. They got the Tower of Babel sometimes in the back, with Babylon equals 118, Magic 118, along with 37, like Buccaneers is 37, Tom Brady's 44 years old. Just thought that was interesting. When you write out 22 divided by 7, you get pi, and not to mention 107 and 118 again. So, and 37. So he started his career with the 37 team Patriots, and he's ending it with the Buccaneers 37, or Tampa 37. I can't remember which one, but I've already shown it in the last video. what interests me about this is what interests me about the NBA Finals on 213. The word NBA Finals equals 213 and the Super Bowl 56. So, and it's LeBron's 19th season. I know he's having a trash ass season, but just like how they get Brady there, they're gonna find a way to get LeBron there. I feel like as well. And LeBron James became 4-6 in finals, while we got our 46th president, Joe Biden. And the word coronavirus equals 70 and 56. And if you've been following this work since the pandemic began, you're familiar with these numbers. But what I did see last night, what was got deleted. Coronavirus equals 70 and 56, and it's going to be Super Bowl 56. So this just goes right along with me thinking Brady's going to lose. Coronavirus equals 70 and 56. Tom Brady's going to stay on 7 championship wins and Super Bowl 56. So that just looks too perfect for me. But here's a little mindfuck for you. Coronavirus, like I said, equals 70, and on March 10th, the WHO let out an article saying that the next day that we're gonna be in a global pandemic. March 10th was the 70th day of the year, like coronavirus equals 70. And then since the coronavirus has been around, only a team with a 56 connection has won the NBA Finals. In the bubble year, the first year of the pandemic, whenever everyone was on lockdown, the LA Lakers equal 56, and they won versus the Miami Heat. I want to say, yeah, somewhere in here. Yes, Miami Heat equal 56. Kind of reminds you of Walmart right after the news broke. And also the Space Jam. I forgot all about this. Yes, the Space Jam in the LA Lakers. I want to say Magic Johnson was in the scene as well. But they were scared to take the court because all the players losing their powers, but they really thought it was like a sickness or something. And then right before the scene cuts, they all put their gas mask on. Thought that was hilarious. Basically, pre-programming, and then not to mention the year of the pandemic, we have the Space Jam sequel. Like, come on. But then the next year, the Milwaukee Bucks, where Bucks equals 56, beat the Phoenix Suns, who Phoenix Suns equal 56, and the Bucks also on the way to winning this championship. The Bucks eliminated Kevin Durant from the playoffs in the Barclays Center, which equals 56, giving him his 56th career playoff loss, 263 days from his birthday, when 263 is the 56th prime. And that was on June 19th, 2021, and then from Kevin Durant's birthday in 9/29/2020. Here, 6/19. 6/19/2021 to 2/29/2020. 263 days. All right, and with all these elaborate and undeniable, unless you're a brain dead zombie, 56 rituals that went on all before this huge ritual, I'm going to try and map out for you the best I can in Super Bowl 56, like how all this connects. I fully expect. I don't know why I be writing crazy shit like that. I be getting high and then coming on here typing, but it is what it is. I fully expect LeBron to advance to 5-6 in finals after Super Bowl 56, the same way he did. How Biden became the 46th president, while LeBron became 4-6 in rings. But I've been murdering college sports lately, as you'll see it, or as you've seen on the end of the last video. Had a couple screenshots of some pretty good. There's so much more, but like just didn't feel like going to find all of that and then going back and forth. I have a plethora of screenshots on my old phones, so we need to worry about if Brady's going to be 8-3 or 7-4. In my opinion, I think he's going to be 7-4, and some of this next information up is going to be important to figuring that out. I think it's safe to bet that he is in the Super Bowl, so you can definitely bet him against the Rams, in my opinion. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Suns on the 201st day of the year in the championship, and that was July 20th, 2021. And that was the same day that the other Bucks, the Tampa Bay ones or the Tampa ones, whatever you want to call them, were visiting the White House for their past Super Bowl victory. And this and in that victory, it was 163 days ago, like 38th prime. That was 201. Tom Brady threw for 201 yards, and now on the 201st day, the other Bucks win the championship, and Brady and his Bucks are at the White House celebrating. So I mean, that's a little bit too crazy for me. If you think that's not coincidence, then you're stupid, and that's just plain out the way it is. All right, so Kobe died on January 26, 2020. Kobe died at age 41. His daughter was 13. 41 is the 13th prime. They died in LA, and when you got L and A, that equals 13 and 41. So it's just, and not to mention Kobe spent his whole career at LA. So that's very, that's come on now, come on, man. Anyhow, Gianna Bryant equals 126, like the day that he died, as well as 54 with all the other 54 things going on. Kobe being Bryant equals 126, so he does have a 126 besides just dying on the date, which prior to doing this, that's what I thought. I thought he just died on the day. I'm so confused. Like, why is Kobe, everyone thinks Kobe 126, but I don't know. Patriot Act, man, on Patriot Act on October, you know what I'm saying, October 26th. I don't know. I don't know, man. Anyhow, this headline made me think like number eight died with three bodies recovered. Like, made me think of 83. But anyways, going to the death of Kobe, this was very interesting to me. Like, this was just a weird ass headline. Like, they got different numbers for different people, and then like no ages for them. Like, I don't know. But anyways, if you add those numbers up, you get a whole bunch of different stuff. Like 54 plus 45 equals 99. It's the start of the NFL season. 112 equals Super Bowl. You got 71 in there. Greatest of all time equals 71. You have 168 in there, which is Blood Ritual equals 168. 131 is championship. And last Super Bowl equals 168. So, I mean, that's very interesting to me because I think this is going to help figure out Tom Brady's last Super Bowl. But Gianna Marie Bryant has a 168 for the Blood Ritual. And 78 is the 12th triangular number. We know who number 12 is. And then the passenger that stood out to me the most was the John Edward Altobelli dude, the 56-year-old. And he equals 107, which is important. And you'll figure out why here in a second. He has a 5'8 birthday, like championship equals 58. His wife or daughter, I don't remember which one, but got the same type of numbers deal. Championship, 22, 24 for Kobe. Mosser, last name, has a 77 connection. But his last birthday, like breathing, living, to the date of all of their death was 263 days, the 56th prime, and he died at the age of 56. You know, that's that's pretty interesting to me. But this is a span of 3 months, 1 week, and 6 days. Like when you write out Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it equals 316 as well to his next birthday. What would have been his next birthday in 2020? So that just makes me think more that, you know what I'm saying, all these people died for Tom Brady. And his birthday is 107 days away from Kobe's birthday, which is also 3 months and 16 days, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers again. And then they got the Skull and Bones 322 as well. And then from the day that they all died to the Super Bowl is 107 weeks on the nose. So his birthday is 107 days away from Kobe's birthday, and the day that they all died is 107 days away from the Super Bowl. And not to mention 107 is the 28th prime. And they said he was getting ready for his 28th season prior to his death. And then not to mention going into that season, Tom Brady gave the NFC their 28th title. So that's pretty interesting. Nice little sync up. But from his last birthday breathing to Super Bowl is 1,012 days, like 112. Super Bowl, when you write it out, equals 112. I don't know if I showed y'all that. Super Bowl 112. Not to mention Super Bowl also has the 131 and the 41. So from his last birthday breathing to the day Kobe was buried was 8 months and 30 days, like Tom Brady's birthday, 8/3. And he died with his wife and daughter in what we call in the gematria community a three-piece sack. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but all right. So now we're gonna dive into more of Kobe's death. So like we just said up there, from Kobe's death date to Super Bowl 56 is 107 weeks on the nose. And remember, all this stuff fishy shit just started going on when Tom Brady entered the NFL and around 9/11. And you remember 22 divided by 7 equals 107. And I want to say September 9/11 had the 107 as well. Let's scroll up and see. Okay, it was just probably 22 divided by 7. Yeah, it was just 22 divided by 7. I'm sorry about that. But regardless, it still kind of ties in a little bit. So 22 divided by 7 is pi, and then it's a big ass circle ritual from 9/11 all the way to coronavirus and Tom Brady's departure. He came in the league during the Patriot Act and 126 catastrophe thing, and then I guess you can say Kobe dying is another catastrophe, and now he's gonna leave. That's gonna be his departure. So, all right. So on Kobe died on his own 157th day of his age, and I want to say, yeah, Kobe Bryant equals 157, and Kobe Bryant died at age 41, 150 on his 157th day of his age. So like it was 157th day of being 41 years old is the day that he died. And then not to remember that other dude, John Attabelli, had the 5/8 birthday. So it's pretty interesting. So that puts Tom Brady, because Tom Brady has the 8/3 birthday, that puts Kobe dying on Brady's 177th day of his age. So from 8/3 2019, from 1/26 2020, you get 177 days, and some words that equal 177 are New World Order, the Jesuit Order, the Mark of the Beast, Super Bowl win equals 177 as well, and he already won Super Bowl 55, so he does not have to win Super Bowl 56 because he's not playing no more after this year. This is his last year. From 8/3 2019 to 1/26 2020 is also a span of 5 months, 23 days, like 5/23 to 99th prime. This season started on 9/9 with the Bucks and the Cowboys, and the Bucks beat the Cowboys late in the game. But when you write out 13, it equals 99, and Gigi died at age 13. Also, 25 weeks and 1 day. So 251 is the 54th prime, so all the 54 connections, scheduled order 54, DeAndre Bryant 54, Kobe Bryant 54, and 54 days later after Kobe died, that's when Tom Brady also signed with the Bucks. So remember, it was 188 days after 9/11 anniversary, and now it's 54 days later after Kobe died that Tom Brady signs with the Bucks officially. Oh, I'm sorry. So, well, regardless, remember that the day that Tom Brady announced he was going to sign with the Bucks was 188 days after the anniversary of 9/11, and it's 54 days after the day Kobe died that he signed officially on 3/20. And like they do all this shit so perfect, man. And this was also 7 months and 5 weeks. Last year was the 75th NBA season where the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, like how the Bucks just won it, like right after the Tampa Bay Bucks won the championship. But Kobe died during the 74th NBA Finals, and that's important because I think Tom Brady is going to end 7-4. He got 7-3, and now he's going to make it again and go 7-4. And the Bucks got their first championship in 50 years, and not to mention that's just proving that it's more part of the circle because circle equals 50, Brady equals 50, like Bucks and Bucks. The only thing different is a K. But anyways, I forgot to say, on July 20th, the day that the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, that's Giselle, whatever Giselle Brady. I don't know why she don't have his last name, but Giselle Brady's that's her birthday, July 20th. That's whenever they won the championship, the NBA championship. So it's pretty interesting. And from Kobe's death to Super Bowl 55 was exactly 54 weeks as well. So had the Tom Brady in there for the 1 year, 1 week, 6 days. And then from Kobe's death to Tom Brady's 2020 birthday that year, like his following birthday, you had the 116 connection. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. equals 116. You had the 6 months, 1 week, 2 day, which is kind of like 126, but it's really the reflection of 216. And 6 times 6 times 6, you get 216. And it was also 27 weeks in 1 day from Brady's birthday, and greatest of all time equals 271, 181, 71, 271, and 100. That's the 4 base ciphers of greatest of all time. This is 191 days with the end date, and 191 is the 43rd prime, and football equals 43. And this is also 6 months and 9 days, and the Jesuit order equals 177 and 69. So 6 months and 9 days one way, 177th day of his age the other way. Jesuit order both ways. Tom Brady was age 43 in the Super Bowl 55, the first year in Florida. Florida equals 43. And remember, Super Bowl 55, 2021 was 188 days away from Tom Brady's 2020 birthday. And we can show you that real quick also. I know if you know me in real life, then you already know you already know that because I told you that. A lot of people like to deny, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Won't be able to deny this shit too much longer. But 188 days on the nose, along with the 26 weeks and 6 days for the Pope. Brady will probably end up being the Pope after he retires. This shit's crazy. But from Kobe's death to oh, I'm sorry. That's what I was saying. Super Bowl last year was 188 days away from Tom Brady's birthday, but his 8/3/2021 birthday is 177 days. So his birthday after the Super Bowl, his next birthday was 177 days away from Super Bowl. And Kobe died on Brady's 177th day of his age. So that right there was more confirmation that I was on the right track. So Brady's 2019 birthday to the Super Bowl 55 was 555 days. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I don't know if I have the other one in here, but from Brady's like 2021 birthday, I want to say to Super Bowl 56 is, or no, it's 2020 birthday. Look, it's 560 days. Like that's, I don't know, man. All this shit's crazy. From Kobe's death to Brady's 2021 birthday is also 555 days. So, I mean, you got two 555 days from Brady to the Super Bowl and Brady to Kobe's death. Like, that just shows you, man. And, like, 555 days is also 18 months and 8 days. And if you break that down even further, you get 1 year, 6 months, 1 week, and 1 day. And I don't know if you're a Call of Duty player, but it made me think of the Colt 1611. I don't remember in which one. It had to be, like, Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty 4 or one of those ones. But it made me think of the Colt 45 pistol, which was also made me think of Medina Spirit, which just died, and Colt MKIV Series 70 1611 pistol is the actual name. I had to look it up. But guess what, man? The damn horse died on 12/6, another 126, man. And in the Kentucky Derby, he got the jockey that rode the horse its 4th title, and the trainer that trained the horse its 7th title for another 7-4. The start of the NFL season to the horse's death is 2 months and 27 days. I figured it's a part of the circle. From horse death to Tom Brady's birthday is 126 days, man. So we're off rip. Tom Brady is 126, a sole beneficiary of Kobe's death, the Patriot Act, Medina Spirit. Shit's crazy. This was 7 months and 4 days away from his 2022 birthday. Kobe's 2021st birthday is 3 months, 1 week, 6 days from the horse's death. Like Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 316. With end date, this is also 3 months and 14 days for another example of a circle, which is more pi. And when I noticed all of this upon my research, I knew that Kobe and his daughter died for Tom fucking Brady. I didn't really want to read that, but I had to say that because Tom fucking Brady. You feel me? Just the same way everyone feels about him is how we feel about him in the gematria community too. Because nigga, I lose money in basketball fucking around with this nigga. This shit crazy. But Tom's wife, Tom's wife nickname is also Gigi. So come on, man. There's just so many parallels. From Kobe's death to the start of last season, which was on 9/10/2020, was 229 days. 229 is the 50th prime, like circle equals 50. And not to mention, who won? The Bucks. The Bucks won. And they got the ooh, never mind. I'm talking about football. Yeah, that's the football season. I'm sorry, but anyways, that's just interesting. That's just basically more pie. I was gonna say the Bucks won, got the 50 years and the 50-year champion, or got the 50th championship, or got their championship, first championship in 50 years. But that's not the case because I was talking about the football season, NFL season. But anyways, Tom Brady left the New England Patriots on the date 3/16/2020, 50 days after 126. So circle equals 50. And then 51 days after Kobe's death, he signed or he announced he was going with Tampa. And Tampa equals 51, which was the next day. And Tom Brady announced he was signing with the Bucks. It was also, or like, it was 1 month, 2 weeks, 6 days from Kobe's death on 1/26. And you know Brady's had all this 126 going on. So a lot of people use this knowledge to make money online gambling to bet Brady was going to go to the Tampa Bay Bucks. I actually did not because I was a rookie at this shit then. I was literally barely, yeah, I wasn't doing nothing. I was just soaking it all in. I'm glad I did because it definitely changed my life. Lost a lot of partners, friends, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, honestly, I feel better where I'm at without all that. So more undeniable proof. The start of the 2021 season from on 9/9/2021 to Kobe's death anniversary is also 227 days, like the 50th prime. Kobe was buried on 2/7/2020, 12 days after his death, and we know who wears number 12. This was 34 days from the declaration of the global pandemic on March 11th. 38 days later, from the day from the day Kobe was buried, Brady left the Patriots. Then 5 weeks, 4 days later, Tom Brady said he was going to the Bucks on 3/17. And this is all from the day he was buried. So that's another 54. All the way to the start of the 2020 season on 9/10. This was 7 months and 3 days from Kobe's burial date. And then that year, Tom Brady became 7-3 in rings. And he's on the way to his burial of his career. But from Super Bowl 55 to Super Bowl 56 is 12 months and 6 days. Like Brady's name, like Kobe's death date, like the Patriot Act, like the Medina Spirit's death date. It is 18 years, 13 months since the Bucks won on Super Bowl 37 a long time ago. I want to say it was the Gruden Bowl. And that was also on the date 1/26. And from that date to the date that they won the Super Bowl was 18 years and 13 months. Like reverse is 13:18, like Revelation 13:18, and we read that in the intro, in the first video. From the start of the season 9/9 to Super Bowl 56 on 2/13 is 5 months and 4 days for another 54, and it's also the Skull and Bones number 223. From Kobe's 2020 birthday to okay, I don't know why I thought that was Kobe's birthday. I wrote it twice, but from Kobe's 2020 birthday on 8/23/2020 to Super Bowl 56 is 77 weeks. Like how Brady was born in 77, how all this shit started in 9/11. It's also 1 year and 174 days, and like Brady will end his career 7-4 and 11 Super Bowls. And it is also 6 months, 1 week, and 3 days from his 2022 birthday, and 3/16. is Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 316, and not to mention 613 is the 112th prime number, and is the 112th prime number. Remember, Super Bowl equals 112. But Super Bowl 56 is 6 months, 1 week, and 3 days from Brady's 2021 birthday. So off rip right there, he got another 112 with the 316 connection. And it's I already said it above. It was 560 days to the Super Bowl 56 from Brady's 2020 birthday, whenever the year that Kobe died. From the date of the pandemic was declared to Super Bowl 56, the Super Bowl on 2/13, 2022, and the pandemic declared on 3/11, 2020. Is 74. There's 704 days, like 74. So all this shit happened, perfectly setting up Tom Brady to be 7-4. From the day Tom Brady left the Patriots to Super Bowl 56 is 100 weeks or 700 days, and 100 weeks, greatest of all time, equals 100. Brady's losses in the past few years have been foreshadowing the 7-4 as well, and we're fixing to look at a few of them. At the beginning of the season, the Bucs played the Super Bowl 56 hosting team Rams in SoFi Stadium. They lost, and this was on 9/26/2021 with 58 total points scored by both teams in the game, like championship. And this was 20 weeks in 1 day from Super Bowl 56, like 201, and the Jesuit order equals 201. And I'm pretty sure we are at the end of the next video. So thank you. Alright, y'all, I don't know what I was doing, but I have found another spot where it just skips info. So I mean, I'm just gonna try to run through all right here because this is all the bulk information. I'm just gonna get it all done real quick. So alright, so it was 20 weeks and 1 day from Super Bowl 56 that that Tom Brady, oh I'm sorry, all the way down here. I gotta go all the way up here. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I was at the right spot. Alright, so he got this loss 54 days after his 2021 birthday, and this was on 9/26/2021. Is at the beginning of the season, and there was 58 total points scored in the game. And this was 20 weeks and 1 day from Super Bowl 56, like 201, like Jesuit order equals 201. He got his 54th loss. Oh, I'm sorry, he got this loss 54 days after his 2021 birthday, and this was 44 weeks and 4 days from his 2022 birthday. And what's important to that to me is because the word Jesus equals 444 in English Sumerian, and the date had 56 date numerology. 9 plus 26 plus 21 equals 56. This loss was 6 months, 2 weeks, 1 day from the anniversary of the pandemic, like 126. And this was 199 days, like Tom Brady was the 199th pick of the NFL draft. And this was also 20 months and 1 day from Kobe's death. This game. So another 201. The anniversary of Kobe's 2022 death to this loss in the stadium was 4 months and 1 week, like 41, and also 17 weeks and 4 days. And the Jesuit motto is Hus Hominum Salvator, which is 174. There are still more losses to analyze, but this next loss was very symbolic. Now that we know and understand that Kobe possibly was killed in the sick ritual, the only reason I say possibly is because there's no telling, man. Like, this could be exactly what we see it as, number games. Like, they could just be fucking playing all of us. But let's talk about another sacrifice that Tom Brady had this year, and this time not a death. It's going to be an injury. It's going to be on October 31st, 2021. The Saints and Bucs played, and the Tom Brady got his 82nd loss of the year. I'm sorry, not of the year. His 82nd loss of his career as a starter, and this was on a day with 82 date numerology. And when the date was 10/31/2021. 10 plus 31 plus 20 plus 21 equals 82. And his name Sir Tom Sir Tom Edward Brady equals 199 and 82. So just pretty interesting to me. But this was 2 months and 27 days from the anniversary of Kobe's death. More pie. From the loss to Tom Brady's 2021 birthday is 12 weeks and 6 days, or 2 months and 29 days. So we got a 126 and we got more pie, more circles. In this game, Tampa became 6-2, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 62, Buccaneers equals 62, Sacrifice equals 62. Jameis Winston equals 208, 73, 305, 116, and 62 in the septenary cipher. And Saints got this win, but they didn't do so without big sacrifice. Winston tore his ACL in the game. Tom Brady threw for 28 completions, and Jameis only threw for 56 yards. And torn ACL equals 83 and 56. Tom Brady's birthday is 8/3. He can go 8-3 in rings, and torn ACL equals 56. Now stay with me. I'm going to explain how this sacrifice is bigger than the regular. Basically, a champion for a champion, GOAT for a GOAT. Jameis is arguably one of the best collegiate QBs of all time, and there's a chance Brady could win for that 8-3, but I just don't know anymore. What I do know is that this loss was 67 days away from Jameis Winston's birthday, and blood sacrifice equals 67. And from the start of the season to this game was 7 weeks and 4 days, and 3 months and 14 days away from Super Bowl 56. So you got 7-4 and pie going the other way. So Jameis Winston left the game with 56 yards passing, and I can't make this shit up. The week before, in a win versus Seahawks, he he took 74 snaps in that game in a 13-10 win. And then the next weekend on 10/31, he gets injured and versus the man that's going to become 7-4. And then the weekend before the Seahawks game, he took 56 snaps versus the Redskins, the team that also beat Tom Brady. And then he has 102 completions for this season total. And these two games that I was talking about, the 74 snaps and the 56 snaps, are the only games that he took 100% of the snaps of the game in. And with all these perfect sync-ups of the year, with Super Bowl 56 and Brady falling to 7-4, could this all be coincidence, or are these athletes just getting paid ridiculous amounts of money to play out these scripts? And Jameis Winston, when you look, he has 83 total games played, 77 as a starter, 44 losses as a starter, and 77 is the 44 plus 33 equals 77. But he's 5-2 on the season, and he has 1,170 yards passing. And you'll see why that's important here in a second. 3 interceptions to 14 touchdowns like pie. His fantasy points is listed as 11.74. Like Tom Brady can go 11 Super Bowl and fall to 7-4. Like Jesus is 74-11. And he's from Bessemer, Alabama, which equals 117. He has 1,170 yards, like 117. Not to mention Tom Brady, the away record stayed on 117 wins, and he got his 52nd away loss, on his way to the 52nd Super Bowl of the modern era, which is Super Bowl 56. His 22nd birthday is 38 days away from Super Bowl 56, and his upcoming birthday is 10 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, and football equals 133. And Alabama is 13 land, and in the 2013 season, like 213, like the Super Bowl 56 date, 2/13, Jameis Winston won a national title his freshman year with Florida State Seminoles. And this game happened to be on Jameis Winston's birthday on 1/6, 2014. From that day to Kobe's death is 6 years, 20 days, like 62, like Buccaneers, like Sacrifice. And if you had the end date, if you had the end date, if you had the end date, it is 316 weeks. I'd be typing crazy. It's 316 weeks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 316. This is also 2,211 days, which is a 66 prime, or 6 years and 21 days. So another 126. From that day to Super Bowl 55 was 370 weeks. Like 37 is the 12th prime. You can drop to 0 in gematria when on that 370. So like 170 would be at 17, like 250, 25, or like 2,505. You can see that as 255. So from that day to Tom's 8/3/2020 birthday, when Kobe died on 126 of that year, it is 6 years, 210 days. Hold on. Oh, okay, I'm tripping. So Kobe died on 126 of 2020. So that's why I checked the span from the championship game, FSU versus Auburn, to Tom Brady's birthday, and it was happened to be 6 years, 210 days, like a backwards 126. So I mean, Tom Brady's 126. That's another one. Tom Brady's 126 in sports, like Douglas Coe is 102 in basically politics. In the show The Family on Netflix, they said he was closer to Jesus than anyone. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I've never heard no shit like that. So I had to go, so I had to put that boy in the calculator, saying he was big 102. I want to say his birthday, something like that, is 102. 1020, like I just said, nigga. Yup, Gematria is easy, man. All this shit's too easy. But, so from Super Bowl 56 to that day, or the championship with Auburn FSU in 2014 is 8 years, 1 month, 1 week, like 118 reverse. There's also a span of 97 months and 7 days, which is 165th prime. And Super Bowl LV equals 165, and Tom Brady already won that one. Project for a New American Century equals 165. Make America Great Again agenda equals 165. Trump and Brady are butt buddies, so I just thought that was interesting. Father Time equals 165. I thought that was very interesting because that's one of Brady's nicknames. Not to mention The Illusion, one of my homies and one of the people I follow. He was basically had a post about the clock and how the 12 is at the top and the 6 is at the bottom. So just think about that. Father Time, as above, so below. The 12 is at the top, the 6 is at the bottom. But anyways, crucified, which I think Tom Brady is going to get crucified in the Super Bowl. He's 165, 8-3. His birthday is on 8-3. He's 165. Tree of Knowledge, the Templars supposedly had the Tree of Knowledge info. He was 165, and a lot of this comes from the Templars. Tom Brady signed to the Buccaneers on the day with a bunch of Templar um, rituals going on, with a lot of banks giving money to a lot of different nations. Go back to the Gematria Effect Sports and take a look at Kobe's old video and even the day that Brady signed in. You'll learn a lot. When you add to the end date of 213, the Super Bowl, from that college championship is 8 years, 39 days, like 839 is the 146 prime ritual sacrifice 146. The Saints and Bucks played on 10/31, like 131 equals 32nd prime, and 131 is championship. And then from 10/31/2021 to Super Bowl 56 is 3 months and 2 weeks. Like the 131 is the 32nd prime. So this is a span of 106 days, like Brady's name and one of his numbers. I think, and then thank 106 in Park for this NFL season, 102nd NFL season. So Mahomes might be the black quarterback that beats Brady. We'll see. But this span is 3 months and 14 days, like pi, and 22 divided by 7. You already know what that is. 22 divided by 7 equals pi. When you write out 22 divided by 7, yep. Dang, I just forgot. I had a brain fart, y'all. I've said it a million times. Oh yeah, it equals pi. I didn't want to be wrong. But anyways, Tom Brady's a pie boy, literally and figuratively. Figuratively. This can be seen as 3 months, 1 week, 6 days, like 316 equals Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also 3 months, 13 days, like football equals 133. This made me look at Jameis' release date from the Bucks, and he was released on 3/21 according to his Twitter post. From that day to Super Bowl 56 is 1,060 days, like 106, like the 106 thing again. And on Brady signed, it said on whenever I was reading about Winston, it said Brady signed on 3/22. So I don't know if that's true, but anyways, it kind of mirrored Winston's departure. So 154, and not to mention when you type out his birthday, January 60th is 154. But anyways, back to his regular losses. Here, let me go ahead and check and see where we were at right here. Wow. So I don't know what I did wrong, but man, my video has a whole bunch of parts missing. So you might even be missing more. I might have to go look. But man, that's pretty depressing. Anyhow, let's just keep on moving. But back to the regular loss on 11/14, 2021, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost their second straight game versus Washington. And this was right after that game that Winston got injured. And this loss was 613 days from the declaration of the pandemic on 3/11, 2020. This was 74 days away from Kobe's death anniversary in 2022. And this was also 2 months and 13 days. Oh, I'm sorry. And 74 days is also 2 months and 13 days, like Super Bowl 56 is on 2/13. And this was 1 year, 7 months, and 4 weeks from the date Tom Brady announced he was signing with the Bucs, like Jesus hominum Salvatore equals 174. I don't want to sound repetitive, but this was also 3 months, 1 week, and 4 days, like for more pie from Tom Brady's 2021 birthday. His 2022 birthday was 263 days away from this loss, and that's the 56 prime. And it was, and then not to mention, it was 263 days away from his birthday, and that's the 56 prime, and he's losing to the Washington. But remember, Winston took 56 snaps versus Washington 2 weeks before he got injured versus Brady. But anyways, this was 83 days away from what would have been Kobe Bryant's 2021 birthday, and Brady got his 83rd loss. His away record stayed on 117 wins, and this was also 117 days from the anniversary of the pandemic. On 12/19/2021, he had another loss versus the Saints, and from the anniversary of 9/11, this was 266 days, or 38 weeks. So murder 38, 266 days. That's the Pope. Jesus hominum Salvatore equals 266. This is also the 102nd day of the NFL season. So pretty interesting. 3 months, 1 week, 4 days from the beginning of the season. The Super Bowl was 56 days away, or 1 month and 26 days for another 126. So Tom Brady lost 56 days away from the Super Bowl, or 1 month and 26 days. And this was 227 days away from Brady's birthday for more pie, and this was also 8 months and 4 days away from what would have been Kobe's 2022 birthday. And Kobe picked up his 84th loss as a starter. The team he'll probably be playing is the Chiefs. His last loss to the Chiefs was in 2020 on 11/29, and this was 263 days away from the pandemic declared. So 263 days after. That was 263 days after the pandemic. 263 is the 56 prime. This was 308 days or 44 weeks exactly from Kobe's death, and this game was also 2 months, 1 week, 3 days from Super Bowl 55. So pretty interesting things. From this game, the Super Bowl 56 was 1 year and 77 days, and Kobe died on Brady's 177th day of his age. He will more than likely be playing the Los Angeles Rams in the next round, which he is. Well, I was typing this the night of that Monday Night Football game, the playoff game. Rams equals 15, and Brady can get his 15th win of the season back in 2020. Before I say that, I was watching Zach's video after the Monday Night Football game, and he said that Brady also beat the Rams in Super Bowl 36, and he can get his 36th playoff win versus the Rams. So I like that. It was on back in 2020. Was this game? Was this loss? Okay, so back in 2020, it was on 11/23. It was another loss by Brady to the Rams, and it was on 74 date numerology. 11 plus 23 plus 20 plus 20 equals 74. And this game was 9 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days from Kobe's death, which is also 41 weeks and 3 days for more pie, actually double pie. So you have, once again, more pie, blah, blah, blah. From this game to the start of the 2020 season was also 41 weeks and 3 days for more pie. From this game to the possible upcoming matchup in the playoffs, which will be on 1/23/2022, is 60 weeks and 6 days. So 66 has a 66 little, you know what I'm saying, little matchup thing, and then not to mention 66 state numerology on the day that they're meeting. So all this shit is not without accident. He lost 2 weeks before this game on 11/8/2020 to the Saints again. This game was exactly 66 weeks to Super Bowl 56. This was 77 days away from Kobe's 2020 birthday. This was 41 weeks from Kobe's death. This was 7 months and 4 days from the declaration of the pandemic for another 7-4. 7 months and 22 days for more pie. Going back even further, pretty much a whole month back to Brady's another loss was Chicago Bears that occurred 70 weeks and 4 days from Super Bowl 56, and this was on 10/8/2020. And just so you know, I'm not capping. 10/8/2020, 70 weeks, 4 days. Anyhow, this was also 6 months, 21 days from the date Brady announced he was signing to Tampa for another 126. This was 66 days from Brady's last birthday. His first game with the Buccaneers was a loss versus none other than the New Orleans Saints, who he has not been able to beat except in the playoffs since he signed with the Buccaneers, which is very interesting. And the New Orleans Saints, or I'm sorry, that loss was on 9/13. This was 33 weeks from Kobe Bryant's death. This was 5 months and 4 weeks from the day Brady left the Patriots, and this was 74 weeks from Super Bowl 56. This was 41 days after Brady's birthday, which is 5 weeks and 6 days, like Super Bowl 56, or 1 month, 1 week, 3 days, like Kobe Bryant, 113. His last loss with the New England Patriots was versus the Tennessee Titans, which was interesting. The score was 20-13 on the date 1/4/2020. The date of Super Bowl 56 is 2/13. Brady left the Patriots 10 weeks, 2 days after this on 3/16/2020. And that's for another 102. And not to mention 102 is kind of like 12. Brady number 12. And the next day was on 3/17. He announced he was signing with the Bucs, and that was 2 months and 13 days from this loss with the Patriots versus the Titans. That the score was 20-13. With that end date, he signed 74 days after this loss. So, and he also signed with the Patriots, or I'm sorry, signed with the Buccaneers 74 days after the loss to the Titans on with the score of 20-13. This loss was 4 months and 13 days after Kobe's last birthday for the reverse of pie. This loss was 213 days away from Tom Brady's birthday. So that's just, come on, man. Kobe was buried 5 weeks and 6 days after Brady's 74th loss in his career. And guess who it happened to? It happened on 12/29/2019 in his regular season loss versus the team that equates to 74, the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. You got 74th loss versus a team that equals 74, the Miami Dolphins. This was 777 days from Super Bowl 56. I think that's enough of that. Now here is where it gets interesting. Tom Brady's first start was on 9/30/2001, which is 1,063 weeks to Super Bowl 56, and 163 is the 38th prime, which is the murder. His career is going to be over at age 44. This was 7,441 days apart. The reverse of that is 1,447, which is the 229th prime. And we already know what that is, 229, 50th prime, more circles. I really think Brady's career started with the 44 and it's going to end with the 44. He beat the Colts and Peyton Manning 44-13. And it's interesting because the video, they're like the original title to my video is going to be Tom Brady in 126, and like that's pretty much it. But it kind of evolved into all this other things because I found all this other information just going off of just that. But I haven't been decoding either. I've been kind of working on this, but I'm fixing to definitely start because I just started up my own Patreon, so we're definitely finna start in the next few days going real crazy on that. So I was happened to be watching TV, scrolling, just be trying to find something interesting to watch or decode, and happened to see that the show Peyton's Place was on, and I didn't even watch this episode that I'm talking about. I just happened to look at the info, like the credits under the thing. But I seen it was Peyton's Places, season 1, episode 26, Tom Brady, and I said, nigga, what the fuck? That's what I'm finna do my video on, 126. Like that's Tom Brady's definitely 126. Season 1, episode 26, and then I see the day it's aired. The day it's aired was on 4/4. 2020. I said, you got to be kidding me. This was 2 months, 1 week, and 2 months, 1 week, 3 days after Kobe's death for a 213. And this was 22 months and 9 days until Super Bowl 56. And from Manning's birthday on 3/24/2022 to the start of the season is 6 months, 2 weeks, 1 day. And from his 2021 birthday to Super Bowl 56 is 10 months, 2 weeks, 6 days. So 126 both ways from both of his birthdays to do it this season. So Brady and Manning's birthdays are 7 months and 22 days apart. So that's why they probably met a lot in their career, why they're connected. They got a lot of pie shit going on. They're two pie boys. So, and they got it going both ways. They got pie going both ways. And I'm going to go over 2 sacrifices, then call it a day. And I believe Mahomes or Tannehill is going to be the one that knock off Brady in the Super Bowl. Bob Saget died on 1/9/2022. And the other video does have this part, so I'll probably skip over this part. No, I'm just going to run through it all real quick. Bob Saget died on 1/9/2022. He died 6 months, 2 weeks, 1 day from Brady's 2022 birthday, like 126. He died 8 months and 3 days away from his own birthday. Tom Brady's birthday is 8/3. From Saget's birthday to Brady's birthdays are 41 weeks apart. And on the same day that he died, Brady and the Bucks were playing their last game of the season, and they scored 41 points to beat the Carolina Panthers. And let me see how much I got the other video, this one. Oh, wow. So, all right. So this was the confirmation for me. I've been waiting for a while for this date to come up. It was 666 days away from the day that Tom Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this was 1/12/2022. And this was the day that Tom Brady was releasing his Brady brand. And last year for the Super Bowl, Tom Brady had a little hat that looked like a little 7-3 before he even had, you know what I'm saying, was in the Super Bowl. So that was like a little clue that Tom Brady was gonna make it and win. Not to mention Patrick Mahomes' face during the whole Super Bowl. He like a little crybaby bitch boy. Like, damn. He looked a little happier this season, don't he? Alright. But this was also 4 weeks and 4 days from Super Bowl 56. And Tom Brady's 44 years old. Brady brand equals 44. This was 163 days away from Brady's birthday with he got a whole bunch of murder shit going on. This was 126 days after the start of the season, which was also 4 months and 4 days. And for icing on the cake, on the same day, we had another sacrifice for Tom Brady. The catcher, Tampa Bay Rays catcher, Gene Ramirez died. And what's interesting about this is that Tom Brady was a catcher and was drafted by the Montreal Expos before he had signed with Michigan to go play football. And Montreal Expos equals 177. So that's just all this interesting ass shit going on. But from his birthday on 4/27 to the Super Bowl was 74 days. And he dies on the day Tom Brady's brand is released. And this is 666 days from the day he decided he was signing with Tampa, along with the other Templar stuff that went on. And his name also equals 177. And like I said, Montreal Expos equals 177. Kobe died on Brady's 177th day of his age. Kobe died 274 days after Gene Ramirez's 2019 birthday. Is Hus Hominum Salvatore equals 274. He died 31 weeks and 6 days with the end date, and that's more Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Kobe and Gigi's number is also 2 and 24, and he died 224 days with the end date. He died 163 days away from Brady's birthday. So 163, 38th prime, murder 38. My summary is Brady this season will end at age 44, and he will leave by crucifixion, or he'll be crucified on the cross like Jesus in his 11th Super Bowl with the record of 7-4. It will likely be Patrick Mahomes, who signed a mega contract on the date 7/6/2020, which is the 188th day of the year. I think the college football rematch was foreshadowing this rematch, not really the Alabama-Georgia one, because if you know Gematria, you kind of knew Georgia had that. I mean, I did kind of think Michigan had a chance, so I can't really say that, but it was Georgia the whole way. All these things equate to 74 and 444. Jesus, God's Son, Messiah, Lucifer. Lucifer led heaven in worship, and songs also equal 74 and 444. Killing, all these rappers keep getting killed or they're found dead. It's crazy, and there's a sacrifice. Mahomes equals 74. The Masonic 74 444. Masonry was founded in London. Jesus spoke in parables, and he is the gospel. He died on the cross. It's all too ill for me. If you understand what all this means, this would just show you that all this is by design. Someone made this. English has no business for all these things to equate the same thing, pretty much. And these are all just little fun facts. Thomas Edward Brady, 77. Thomas Brady Jr., 213, 56, and the same. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, 74 in septenary. Sir Thomas Edward Brady Jr., 314 for pi. Sir Thomas Brady Jr., 74. Sir Tom Edward Patrick Brady, 74. He has a 199 connection. Bruce Charles Arians, the coach of the Bucks, equals 177. Rob Gronkowski equals 177. And George Walker Bush equals 177. And I put that in there, and I thought it was interesting because he was the president during 9/11. So kind of brings all that together, the 177 stuff. And I found all these things interesting. And John Madden's death, I didn't want to dive too much into that. But what I did see, because I'm going to dive into everything. But he died at age 85. Brady's next loss is 85. We'll probably do it in the Super Bowl. National Football League equals 85. And I also seen this whopper of a clue. John Madden covered 11 Super Bowls over 4 networks. So. But anyways, from Super Bowl 56 to the 2022 NFL Draft on 4/28/2022 is 74 days. They do shit like this all the time. And pretty much they wrote this shit, which is why it feels like we're living out this shit. Like, y'all just fall for this shit. Anyhow, they are purposely doing all these things in life to make everyone feel this way. Wake the fuck up. The number one pick of the draft, the team, is named Jacksonville, and they equal 74. So Tom Brady can fall to 7-4, and then 74 days later, the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the first pick. So I like that. Tom Brady, comeback kid, versus Josh Allen. He became 33-3 versus the Bills, like his name, and it was 33 weeks and 3 days from his birthday. But this is just showing the dates of when I was gonna, do everything. But I've thought for a while that Brady was going to lose in the Super Bowl. Had that Buffalo Bill thing going on. He became 30-3. And not to mention the Buccaneers equal 170, and they got their 170th win. So. And then I'm pretty sure I talked about these in another video, but this was like a plus like 1,500 odd that I hit on. Texas Southern upsetting the Gators. I do all the Florida games. I'm from Florida, so I like to do all the rivalry Florida games, all the ones that all my cousins and homeboys are talking about. So I had Virginia upsetting Miami this year. I had FSU beating Miami this year. Michigan beating Ohio State. College sports is pretty in your face. So, but anyways, my Patreon's at the bottom, my YouTube, and hopefully, let's see it go to the top, see if I missed anything else. And it was crazy, man. So like, I don't know what I was doing. I definitely was new to this video stuff. I fucked my video all up. So we'll go all the way back up to the top and show you a little bit of the beginning of the presentation. So in this presentation, I was basically saying you'll learn who I think is going to go to the Super Bowl, as well as why I believe Tom Brady is the poster boy. My goal is to show you why I feel Brady is the sole beneficiary to the other GOAT's death, Kobe Bean Bryant. And what I ended up revealing to myself was a whole lot more, which you've already heard a lot. But basically I was saying there will be a lot of day-to-day spans and blah, blah, blah. But sports entertainment is exposed as what you're about to see. This came to the conclusion, and it happened to be 666 days after Kobe's death that I realized that Brady is gearing up to lose and roll out. In the game that I decoded, the NBA game that I lost on, it was 56-73. And right there, I mean, come on, man. Why do they even have that the same day on this Monday Night Football game Tom Brady was playing? And I just saw that they are having Tom Brady play my friend said that they were playing the Giants 111 days from Tom Brady's birthday, and New York Eagles 111. I don't know who this guy is, but I thank him because he kind of inspired all this. So I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. At first, it kind of came off kind of, who the fuck is this guy? Like some Conor McGregor shit. But it is what it is. Um, Basically, they was all just synced up to Brady. Got a 61st loss. Had all that shit going on. I'm gonna post a document on my Patreon so y'all can go look at these by yourself. I don't feel like talking about them right now. But on this Monday Night Football game, which was the Bucks versus the Giants, and this was on 11/22. Tom Brady actually won this game, but I've been preaching that if Tom Brady has cleats on, you better check his numbers. You might lose your NBA games you decode. But Tom Brady got his 271st win, and this was 83 days before Super Bowl 56, and 271 is a 58th prime, where championship equals 58. He also stayed on 83 losses as a starter, including the playoffs. And that was the morning before, just posting it. There's a nice ass sync that someone else posted too. The matchup predictor on ESPN said that the Giants had a 21.4 chance to win. The Giants came in that game with 214 wins in November all time, and they stayed there. And Tom Brady was 20-4 and became 21-4 versus the NFC East in his career. And this was 2 months and 14 days from the start of the season. So that's pretty much all the stuff I say. Then I explain that if Brady meets the Cowboys, like the rematch, that he can become 22-4, like the Society of Jesus and something like. But that didn't happen, so we'll skip that. But anyways, I think Brady loses in the Super Bowl, which is hard to say, but I am going to say it. Brady's going to lose in the motherfucking Super Bowl. And from this start of the game on 9/9/2021 to 11/22/2021 is 74 days, which is also 2 months and 13 days. And Brady can go 7-4 on the 44th day of the year on 2/13 while age 44. And this was 666 days after 1/26. And Tom Brady was the only football game going on. Alright, and I know we did all this part. Alright, and I think that covers just about everything. We did Jameis, Bob Saget, we did John Madden, did Ramirez, boy. I guess we could look at Roger Mayweather. That's the only dude that makes me think Brady still has a chance to win. But thank you. Now I believe your mind will all be blown. If you liked my first video, then I don't know what to tell you. This one is where all the info's at. If you like the first one, then please share this one. Like and share. Share with your friends. I know a few people told me that they were sending it to a bunch of people. Please send them this one. This one is the one.